What's going on, y'all? My name is Enoch. I'm here to inspire, motivate, and encourage you to be the best version of you that you could possibly be. I know that ain't an easy task, but let's go. Welcome back to Divine Motivation Podcast. I really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for being here. I don't take that for granted. Like, subscribe, share. If I say something that you like, just send the whole video to somebody. Even if I don't say nothing else that you like, if I say one thing. Follow the Instagram, Divine Motivation _. I give you motivational videos every single day, non-stop. Now let's get into it. Okay, so last week we talked about, the losses. It ain't a loss if you learn from it. But it's a loss if you don't learn from it. So, I kind of want to keep pushing this, like, just going for what you're here for. Because I feel like that's the underlying reason that people struggle in life. And my boy had called me. He was like, yo, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear not answering the call, not answering your calling? And I was thinking, and I was like, like the first thing that comes to mind is disobedience. And he was like, wow. He was like, why? And I don't know, it just came to me. It was just like, yo, if you have a calling on your life for something that you're supposed to be doing, you don't realize, if you don't answer that call, the ramifications, the effects that has down the line. Because you have that for a reason. Like that gift you were given, that calling, that purpose that's for you, it's for a specific reason. And I was saying that because it's like, when you think about where people are in any type of success, it took one person saying yes to their calling. And I said, you saying no to a calling could be the reason that many other people don't even realize what their calling is. That's why I take like my motivational speaking so serious. Like when I go to different schools, it's like I'm not speaking just to speak. Like I'm not speaking to eat, like I'm speaking to feed. So like when I'm talking to kids and anybody that needs some motivation, anybody that's struggling, like any video that I put out, I'm like, I'm serious about the things that I'm saying because I mean it. And I know there's power in the things that you say. And if people can receive it and actually act on it and actually put that faith, that work behind the faith, something can be birthed. Something can be just uplifted, or a seed can be watered where there's more that come from it. So for those of you, and the thing was like, sometimes it can be scary. Like that thing that you're supposed to be doing, but it's like, I'm not sure. And it's like, can I do it? I'm struggling to figure out if I can possibly even do it. I'm struggling to figure out if this is what I should be doing. And you know it's your calling, but it's like you trying to run away from it. And the reason you're trying to run away from it is because you know that thing, that Spider-Man, with great, what is it called? With great power comes great responsibility. So it's almost like there's this pressure, this weight that you feel from it. And I try to explain, like, that weight and that pressure only gets, how do I say this the right way? That weight and that pressure, it doesn't necessarily go away. But as you keep walking towards your calling, it almost gets lighter because you're getting stronger. You know what I mean? It's like that burden to do what you're called to do. It's still there. It don't go nowhere. It's still heavy. It still feels like this pressure. It still feels like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. But as you keep going towards it, even though it's heavy, it gets lighter. Because now you're getting stronger. Now you're building. You're becoming more comfortable while you're uncomfortable. Like I put a video out the other day and I'm like, yo, we keep worrying about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Let's get uncomfortable first. Forget about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Let's start with getting uncomfortable. That's the first step. Let's get uncomfortable so that we can grow. Let's constantly put yourself in a place to where it's like, it's pushing me to do better. It's pushing me to like actually work. That's what we got to get to. And I'm like, yo, when it comes to your calling, like, go for it. Don't quit on yourself. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. And you're going to have those moments where you feel like, I don't know if I could do it. There's other people doing this. You're going to have comparison and stuff like that. I had to tell one of my other mans, like, yo, the way you talking to me saying like, yo, you trying to find your voice, you need to stop following some people on Instagram. I'm like, you watching too much. Because when I hear you talk, I hear the unsurety and I know what you have inside you. You're struggling because you're comparing. Stop comparing. Be all the way you. Be all the way you. That calling you have is for you. So just be you. That calling is not for who you're trying to be, who this persona that you fake to be. That calling is for you. So you're going to have to walk towards that calling as you and learn and grow into who you are fully. Like you're not going to always be the same when you're walking towards your calling. The core of you is going to be the same, but there's going to be little tweaks. Little things that you learn about yourself that you should shift. Little things that you should change. Little things that you have to work on. So don't be afraid of the calling. Walk towards it. One thing you don't want to do is not answer that call. Deion Sanders said, God called me collect and I accepted the charges. Answer the call. The phone be ringing. But sometimes we feel like we're not worthy. We feel like that calling is a mistake. I'm just in my head. It shouldn't be me. It should be you. Have that mindset like, yeah, it should be me. Start walking towards that call. Pick it up. Answer it. And then go from there. Let's answer the call this year, y'all. Let's make a difference. Let's really make a difference in the year and be everything we're supposed to be and be the best version of yourself. Simple as that. It's not simple, but it's that direct. Just be the best version you could possibly be. That's this week's episode. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Remember, like, subscribe, share, follow the Instagram, Divine Motivation _. I'll see you next week. Appreciate y'all.